Dexter's story just started a big debate amongst the fans, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check in on a Raw duo and Sasha and Naomi getting questioned about their WWE returns. Dexter Lumis' story may seem simple at first glance, but there's a lot of fans online that are diving deep into the story and have a lot of great ideas and theories. So let's do a quick recap of what we've seen so far from Dexter Lumis, and then get into some of the things fans are discussing. Dexter's arrival on Raw included a lot of chaos going on backstage. It hasn't been flat out confirmed on the show that Dexter was the one behind all these events, but telling by how they presented the story, we're to assume that Dexter was the individual responsible for the car crash with Nikki and Doudrop, and how he was also the individual that police was chasing backstage. Raw of course went off the air with Dexter's arrest that week. Then the following week on Raw, there was some more Easter eggs and madness going on backstage. There was a mysterious trash can that was on fire, and during a backstage fight between Theory and Dolph Ziggler, a hand with a glove can be seen in the door in the background. We're also to assume that all of these backstage things are somehow connected to each other. Where the big debates and theories come into play was that the arm that was seen during the backstage fight. First assumption and guess is easily Dexter Lumis. That's a no-brainer. He must be the one that was sticking his arm out, especially with his storyline over the last few weeks. He obviously likes to creep around backstage, so it fits. He's clearly the best choice, but some fans brought up some other intriguing ideas and concepts. Although Dexter does wear those gloves from time to time, those exact gloves are very similar to the type of gloves Bray Wyatt used to use for his hurt and heal gloves. So those fans are definitely reaching just a bit, but it's a fun idea to think about. A big idea that's being thrown around right now is if Dexter is actually part of a much bigger operation. If you want to throw Bray Wyatt into the concept, you definitely can. So what if Dexter was taking orders from someone like Bray Wyatt behind the scenes? If the fans are right, what if that arm did sort of have a double Easter egg meaning? It was obviously meant to hint at Dexter's arrival backstage, but with the focus on Bray's similar glove, could it be a double Bray Wyatt teaser as well? That's what some fans are understanding it as, so it all comes down to how you want to interpret it. Some think it was just Dexter, some think it was a hint for something much bigger being on the way. Dexter would then come out to ringside again during AJ Styles' match. So something that Dexter has already done twice in his first 2 weeks on Raw is come out to ringside during an AJ Styles match. So it's not to say that he's coming directly after AJ, but AJ definitely seems to be connected with something that he's doing. That's 2 straight appearances with AJ Styles in the ring. That can't be a coincidence. Has to be for a reason there. Dexter also had a pair of gloves on when he was at ringside, but there was another debate amongst fans if that was the same gloves we saw backstage or not. If it's the same gloves, then surely it was Dexter's arm. But if the gloves were even a little different, that's obviously gonna fuel everyone that's saying that the backstage arm was supposed to represent Bray Wyatt. And you can't forget about the trash can that was on fire as well. That can't also be for no reason. Even that trash can very well could be a part of a bigger story. But not as many fans were discussing the trash can so much because the hot topic of the night was obviously the gloves and who that arm belonged to. So that was the big debate and 2 sides that came out of the backstage moment. Fans think that it was just Dexter Lumis and nothing more, while other fans think that Dexter isn't alone, and how Bray Wyatt and others could potentially be involved. So sure, the Bray Wyatt idea and concept may be fans reaching too much, but any mysterious storyline like this is always a lot of fun to discuss because of all the fan theories and ideas that get thrown around. So we'll have to see how Dexter's story continues to unfold. What is he doing here, or what does he want with AJ Styles, and could there be more people working with him? Those are all the answers that we'll need to find out over the next few weeks on Raw. Speaking of Raw, there's a pairing on the show that's getting a lot of mixed reviews from the fans, and that's the team of Ciampa and The Miz. This pairing started shortly after Ciampa's arrival on the main roster and has been going on ever since. Some fans really aren't feeling any connection or chemistry between the two of them, and some fans say that the pairing just feels off and completely random. Another thing that some fans had a problem with is Ciampa's recent neon color ring gear that matches with The Miz. That sort of ring gear has been worn by The Miz for several years, so it's clean fit for him. But when it comes to Ciampa, everyone is used to seeing him in these dark and gritty colors. So to see the big 180 that his ring gear has gone in is something that the fans aren't quite used to yet. They're used to seeing him in those dark camouflage pants and all those darker colors that really set the tone for his character and presence in NXT. So that's some of the things that have been bothering fans about the pairing of Miz and Ciampa. But obviously, nothing lasts forever. Their split can happen any week now, and maybe that's when the real Ciampa will start to come back through the cracks again. Maybe The Miz will be the first real feud on the main roster that will lead to him getting his own identity and ring gear back. There's also some rumors about Johnny Gargano potentially being on his way back, and everyone knows all the history he has with Ciampa. So maybe those two can bring their history to Raw as well down the line. Sasha Banks and Naomi recently attended the red carpet premiere for Marvel's She-Hulk TV series. Of course, the elephant in the room for when it comes to Sasha and Naomi is their WWE returns. It's been reported several times for weeks now that Sasha Banks and Naomi are allegedly back under WWE contract. But of course, everyone is still waiting to see them make that return. The popular belief and rumor right now is that Sasha and Naomi will appear towards the conclusion of the Women's Tag Team Titles tournament. They'll likely make their returns in that spot to confront the newly crowned champions and reintroduce themselves to whoever those champions may be. Sasha and Naomi were stopped by the paparazzi after leaving the She-Hulk premiere, and he flat out confronted and asked them if the WWE rumors are true. Sasha Banks completely ignored the question and the paparazzi altogether, while Naomi decided to not answer either, but laughed it off and played around with him. So the paparazzi definitely had to ask that burning question, but obviously Sasha and Naomi weren't going to say a word. So it was pointless to ask, but they went for it anyway. But what are your thoughts on all of today's stories with Dexter Lumis, The Miz, and Sasha Banks? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.